know we've all heard the Drake song of no new friends, no new friends, but after hearing this list, sis, you might just need a couple new friends or two. Hey girl, it's Renee here with a little bit extra at TMS Plus. Today, we're gonna be talking about something a little bit awkward, something a little bit uncomfortable, but something very necessary, and that's 3 toxic traits that you might wanna look out for when it comes to your friends. I know we've all heard the Drake song of no new friends, no new friends, but after hearing this list, sis, you might just need a couple new friends or two. So the first thing to look out for when it comes to toxic traits in friends or people that you have around you is a bad attitude. You know the kind of people who, when you tell them something really good has happened in your life, they have a terrible attitude, or maybe, you want to celebrate something or you want to do something new and they just generally have some really, really negative things to say. That's a toxic trait, and it's kind of difficult and hard to deal with, but it's really, really important that you surround yourself with people that are positive, optimistic, healthy, and happy. Now, I definitely understand that people can't be happy all the time. I get it, life happens. But if you notice that the people around you or any close friends that you have in your inner circle have a persistently bad attitude, it's definitely something that you might want to actually pull them up on. Now, my good sis Courtney has already touched on having a bad attitude in one of our previous TMS pluses, so make sure you go and check that episode out. The second toxic trait that you need to look out for when it comes to your friends is they're prone to gossip and backstabbing. Now, talking about people, I understand it, sis, sometimes, the spirit of petty can overcome you in an instant, or maybe, somebody may have done them wrong and they have something to say. However, you need to bear in mind if they feel a little bit too comfortable coming to talk about people behind their back, because chances are, A, they're probably talking about you to somebody else, and B, it's just not something that's actually of good character. Now, when it comes to backstabbing, now this one can be a little bit awkward because you might find yourself not actively being invited on days or dates out. You might find them doing things and activities that make you feel uncomfortable, despite the fact you've actively told them that it makes you feel uncomfortable. These are traits that you really do need to look out for because they are not the foundation to having healthy, functional friendships. The last, but by no means least, and remember, this list is not exhaustive, toxic trait that you need to look out for is they discourage good habits and encourage bad habits. Now, I get it. We all have that friend who is, party hard, or, you only live once, but if YOLO is the only thing that you hear from them in response to everything you say, that's a sign of toxicity, sis. Balance is important to maintaining healthy friendships, and balance is important to maintaining a positive self-image. You need to have people around you that encourage you to do good things in your life, even when it is hard or difficult to do so. You need to have friends that are willing to actually go the distance and help you along the way. So if you find yourself in the midst of folks that are often encouraging you to go against your values, go against the grain, or actively do something that will jeopardize some of the visions or missions or things that you want to see happen in your life, then you really do need to check them, because these people will be anchors to your downfall. Now, as easy as it is to kind of shine your eye on the toxic traits of the friends and people that you have around you, maybe you've been listening into this video thinking, oh damn, that sounds a lot like me. Not to worry, sis. Here are 3 fixes in case you have found any of these traits apparent in your behavior. The first is get feedback from your friends and loved ones. Now, this one is a bit difficult, but it's definitely necessary. Sometimes it's really difficult for you to actually see some of your traits in actions or as they manifest. It might be worth going to a friend or a loved one and asking them, how have I been like to you? How do I behave around you? What do I say around you? And how does that make you feel? That is really, really key when it comes to self-awareness and understanding the ways that you can actively overcome some of these more negative traits. The second is a little bit more practical, and that is to list 2 top positive traits that you'd like to exhibit in a defined time period. It may be a week, it may be a month. It may be something like, I want to be a friend who is supportive and loving, and then actively attributing certain actions in that month or in that week that will demonstrate or manifest those 2 positive traits. This is just so that it's actually on your radar and it's at the top of your to-do list, and it's something that you're actively and intentionally pursuing. Because it's easy to say, I'm gonna be more loving, I'm gonna be more supportive, and not actually do that. Make sure that you've identified positive traits to actively work towards and have some practical actions to make sure that you are manifesting those positive traits in that time period. Last but not least, model your friendships on how you treat yourself. Really think about yourself when you're thinking about how you behave in your relationships. The way that you behave to other people. Would you like it if other people behave that way to you? So when you have any proclivities towards backstabbing or gossiping or being mean or saying a rude comment, really think about whether this is something that you would like for somebody to do to you or about you. And that should be one of the key things when it comes to modeling your friendships on your relationship with yourself, or modeling your friendships on how you would like or expect people to actually engage with you. That's it from me, folks. I hope you enjoyed that TMS Plus, and I hope it shed some light on either yourself or the people that you have around you. We are all about healthy community, healthy friendships, and healthy relationships here at TMS. So I hope that that was super helpful. As always, make sure that you can support the TMS community by subscribing and signing up for the mailing list down below at www.tomysisters.com. I'll be back very soon in another episode. Until then, keep glowing and growing.